This is rough country, no mistake. But so far, we've seen no sign of trouble.
But the moors stretch on for many leagues. Foul creatures!
Upon you! What have we here?
Greetings, my friends. I could scarce believe what I saw from above. But elf, dwarf, and man battling the enemy together, such things are not often seen. I knew it had to be you.
Belarom, it is a strange coincidence that we should meet again so soon. I did not think to find you here in the Ettenmoors.
Nor did I. It does seem a strange coincidence, but a happy one, nonetheless.
You and your kin live in the Ettenmoors.
No, we keep our areas atop the high peaks of the nearby Misty Mountains. We have come to the Ettenmoors in pursuit of Bargrassar, a wicked stone giant who has attacked us without cause.
Gandalf the Grey told us he traveled in the Ettenmoors without any trouble only a few weeks ago. But look at it now. Enemies are thicker than fleas on a warg's hide around here.
These moors are always dangerous, a breeding ground for trolls and orcs. But even here, it is unusual to see so many enemies openly assembling. The presence of Bargrassar makes them bold. They believe he will lead them to the bloodshed and plunder they crave. And it may well be, unless the giant is destroyed.
Any chance there will be more than one giant to deal with?
I do not believe so, for we have learned Bargrassar is an outcast among his own kind. They disowned him for past crimes, and will offer him no protection from our vengeance.
You're scouting, huh? Does that mean there are more eagles nearby?
My lord, Gwaihir, is gathering his strength. There will soon be many of my kind in the Ettenmoors. We must destroy Bargrassar. The sooner the better.
An enemy of yours is an enemy of ours. We'll join with you in the hunt for this giant.
Your aid would be most welcome. Together we may be able to best him. Every hour he lives, his following grows greater. Let us press on!
I sense a hidden opening in this stone. Ah, a vein of gold. All that glitters is not gold, but this is.
Yeah. Yeah.
What have we here? The glint of gold. Ah, a vein of gold. No sense leaving it for the orcs to find. Dwarf is upon you!
Feel my wrath and despair!
I'll have to wait. Needs more time. Not yet. Power.
Elenian or Kalima!
On our menu! Power's too low!
Enemy archers on the high ground!
Need more time. The glint of gold. All that glitters is not gold. But this is. We need to pass that gate!
The gate closed behind us.
Moving in the trees.
We must work together to overcome these odds. Our path is now clear.
The smell alone tells me we have found a troll's lair.
Sense a weakness in this wall. I can open a way through it. Ah, a vein of gold. Don't stray too far in these caves. We can stick together in case of trouble. I need a little help. Lend a hand here.
Take refuge here. Try to shield us from their arrows and bolts.
They've brought up more archers!
At last, I see sunlight ahead.
Needs more time.
Not possible! Watch yourselves. Big one looks dangerous. Not possible. Need help!
He summons reinforcements!
There's something hidden behind you.
Another trove!
Another throne! You face the power of the Eldar!
What have we here?
Ambush! Attack his leg!
It is finished! My people are avenged.
And behold, here come your kin.
My lord.
It would appear that you have done our work for us, Balaram.
Not I, Lord Gwaihir. Your thanks belong to these three. Andriel, Farin, and Aradan. It is they who rid us of Baghrissar.
The same three that saved you at Fornost.
Indeed. A remarkable chance that we should meet again.
If chance it was, your fates seem strangely intertwined. But be that as it may, we are doubly grateful to you. First for saving the life of Balaram, and now for slaying the giant.
We're glad your fallen kin have been avenged. That giant was a threat to all free folk. It's only right that we stood together to destroy him.
Well spoken. But I wonder what purpose you had for coming to the Ettenmoors. This is no place for idle wandering.
We're looking for a servant of the Dark Lord, a man called Agandaur. Have you seen any sign of him?
Balaram has told us of that one, but I fear you have come too late. We have searched the Ettenmoors thoroughly in our hunt for Bargazar, yet we have seen no sign of this servant of the Dark Lord. If he was here, we can be reasonably certain he is here no longer. My people will work to disperse the enemy forces that remain in the moors. We will be on guard against the return of Agandaur.
Then we should return to Elrond at Imladris. He will be anxious for news, and we have already been long away.
I will arrange for a messenger.
My lord, I owe my life to these three. And I too believe Agandaur to be a grave threat to the free peoples of the North. Eagles no less so than any other. If you would grant me leave, I wish to accompany them and aid them in their quest.
You ask a great deal, Balaram. I may have need for all my followers soon. Yet I perceive a great destiny awaits these three, and it seems you are now part of it. Very well. I will grant you permission to join with them for as long as you see fit.
Unless Balaram plans to carry his friends like sheep in his talons, he will need help. If it pleases you, my lord, I will gladly accompany them as well.
I too have a stake in this quest. Let me be the third.
So be it. Three who cleave the air to match three who walk the earth. May fortune favor you all. Arminel, Baranthor, you shall be at Balaram's command. Obey his word until such time as you return to us. Now I must depart. Many forces are at work across Middle-earth, and many events take shape. I must consider what part the Eagles will play in them.
You've been a great help, as the Eagles so often are. Thanks and farewell.
You return at last. We grew concerned for you. I fear you have missed your chance to say farewell to the members of the Fellowship, for they have departed. Clearly you found danger in the Ettenmoors, yet you have returned safely, and in the company of three of the Great Eagles, no less. There is a story behind this, and I am eager to hear it.
We found trolls and orcs preparing for war, just as we had feared. And they were led by a renegade stone giant.
He had made attacks against Gwaihir's people.
With the help of the eagle Balaram, we were able to make an end of the giant.
That was well done, but this is troubling. Why would a stone giant act in this manner? They have never been hostile to free folk before.
We took these tokens from some of our fallen foes.
Some of them bear the Black Raven emblem of Agandaur.
Then we can be certain he is behind the giant's descent into evil. But there are also other tokens here I recognize. These are the marks of the orcs of Mount Gundabad, far to the north.
Mount Gundabad. What do you know of that place?
It is a great peak that stands far to the north, at the meeting point of the Misty Mountains and the Grey Mountains. Once, Gundabad was a delving of the dwarves, but it was abandoned long ago. It has since become a stronghold of the orcs. It would be hard-pressed to find a more dangerous location in all the north.
Could Agandaur be a threat to the Ringbearer?
Perhaps, but the Company of the Ring is bound southward, away from the regions where we believe Agandaur to be. We can hope that he has no thought for the Ring. Indeed, I doubt he even knows of it.
Why wouldn't Agandaur know about the Ring? He is deep in the councils of the Dark Lord, after all.
Do not forget, for all his power, Agandaur is a mortal man. As bound as he is to the Dark Lord, he is not a slave to his will, as are the Ringwraiths. Were Agandaur to discover the Ring, he would certainly be tempted to claim it as his own. I doubt Sauron would take such a risk.
If the orcs of Mount Gundabad are serving Agandaur, maybe we can find him there.
It may well be. From Mount Gundabad, the orcs have many tunnels and secret pathways connecting the hidden mines and orc holds of the Misty Mountains. The orcs can move along those routes in great numbers without being seen. If Agandaur is raising an army to fight for his master in the north, it is certain he will have traveled to Gundabad. The evidence you have uncovered confirms this to be so, yet we have no way of knowing if he is there still.
Perhaps not. But we should not sit idle waiting for him to begin the war on his terms. At the very least, we might learn what the orcs are planning.
To walk into such an orc-infested pit as Mount Gundabad would seem like folly. But you have proven your skill and daring many times over. And too, you have the eagles to aid you. It may be that you will find a way to take the enemy by surprise. It is certain that, were you to destroy Agandaur, you would cut the heart from Sauron's plan to make war in the north.
But what about Frodo? Maybe we'd be better off doing something to help him on his quest.
That die is cast. We must abide the consequences, for good or ill. There is nothing more we here can do but to look to our own defense.
What will you do?
We will continue to plan for the defense of Imladris. The enemy will not find us unprepared. I will send warnings to such allies as we have. There is strength to be found in Imladris still, but in truth, you three may be our best hope.
Oh, well, then since you put it that way, I guess we best be about it. We're off to Mount Gundabad.
Your courage is commendable, but be certain you are well prepared. Mount Gundabad will not be forgiving of the unwary. Farewell, and may the stars shine upon your path. Is there something I can help you with, Farin?
It's about Mount Gundabad. The place has an evil reputation.
I fear there is little I can tell you that you would not already know. You are aware that Gundabad was originally a great mansion of your kin, but is now a haven for orcs and other foul things.
I know the history of Gundabad well enough. In a way, I've even been part of it.
Certainly you are too young to have been there when your people sacked Gundabad during the War of the Dwarves and Orcs. Ah, but I forget Bolg and the Battle of Five Armies.
Many of the orcs we fought in the Battle of Five Armies came from Gundabad. There were a lot fewer returned than left, I can tell you.
Yes, but many years have passed, and the orcs are ever quick to multiply. Gundabad is certain to be teeming with their kind once more. You must keep your wits about you as you search for Agandaur.
You know of our Great War?
Only your people know the full story of that war. But enough word has come to me to know it began over 200 years ago, when your King Thror attempted to return to his ancestral home of Moria, only to be slain by the Orc King Aesog.
Aesog. Curse his foul name.
But you had your revenge.
Aye. Dwarves gathered from all across Middle-earth to make war upon the orcs in the Misty Mountains.
And after 9 years of bitter war, Aesog was slain by your lord, Dane Ironfoot.
Quite a deed it was, too. Him being just a stripling at the time.
So at last you had your revenge, but the cost was great.
Bolg was the chieftain who led the orcs and wargs against us at the Battle of Five Armies. But he met his death there, and good riddance, I say.
It would seem no orc of Gundabad has been strong enough to lead such an army since. It would be a simple matter for Agandaur to gain their allegiance.
My folk know how to build a fortress. I'm afraid we may not be able to find a way in.
It may prove difficult, but do not forget that Gundabad has been broken in war more than once. I doubt the orcs have the skill to restore it in dwarven fashion.
They certainly do not. And the Eagles just might be able to take us to places the orcs wouldn't think to watch. I'm thinking we'll need all the advantages we can get.
Yes, you will need to rely on the courage and skill of your companions, as they will in turn rely on you.
Well, Mount Gundabad awaits. Farewell, Master Elrond.
It is a fine day for flying, don't you think?
Would you be one of the Eagles that carried Bilbo and the dwarves to safety during their quest?
I haven't met Bilbo, though I've heard much about him. My father was one of those who carried a dwarf, and later fought in the Battle of Five Armies. I was considered too young and inexperienced to take part in the battle. I have much to do if I'm to match my father's fame and valor.
Is Balaram your kin?
No, but he has always guided me. Balaram taught me tricks of the air and secrets of the wind. We often hunt together. He's shown me the fine art of snatching a wild sheep from the side of a mountain, and how to dive upon a wolf and pluck hairs from its tail. Wherever Balaram leads, I will follow.
Great Eagles are no beasts of burden, Baron Thor. Are you sure you're really willing to carry us?
I am more than willing. I had long begged the Windlord for a chance to prove myself. I don't fear orc, goblin, or troll. Let's return to the air and put fear into the hearts of our enemies. It is a grand adventure.
What can you tell me about Mount Gundabad?
I've never been there, but I know it's a high peak that lies far to the north, on the edge of the frozen wastes, and that it has long been infested with orcs. We do not nest there. When the north wind blows across the wastes, it racks the mountain with blizzards driven by fierce gales. But I will not be daunted by the north wind.
I am grateful to you, valiant dwarf. Even our high areas were threatened by the giant Bargazar. You have my thanks.
I wouldn't mind knowing a little bit more about your leader, Gwaihir.
Gwaihir is the Lord of the Eagles. He can outfly the North Wind, and his word is long. Long ages of the world have passed since ancient Thorondor, first and greatest of Eagle Lords, soared over Middle-earth. But Gwaihir is the mightiest descendant of that line. He is wise and sees much that others miss.
You Eagles will be a great help to us, that's certain. But I'm curious why you volunteered to join with us.
It was enough for me that Balaram wished to join you. But there is also this. One of the Eagles the stone giant slew was my own father. You avenged him, and for that act alone I would bear any of you to the farthest ends of Middle-earth. And though Bargrasar is gone, I still burn with the need for vengeance against the master that sent him against us. Agandaur. Your enemy is my enemy. I will not rest until he is brought down.
Were you one of the Eagles that came to our aid at the Battle of Five Armies?
I was there. I saw the goblins that had stealthily climbed the slopes of the mountain to attack your people from above. and was among those who set upon them and cast them from the cliffs to perish.
By my beard, you might be the very eagle that saved me that day. Those blasted goblins were throwing boulders down on us.
If so, I am glad. Let all the foul servants of the enemy meet the same fate, and I will be content.
We're bound for Mount Gundabad, a long way from the sound of it. Are you ready for such a trip?
We are strong and rested. Balaram awaits you whenever you wish to depart. He is our leader in this venture.
Ah, it's good to see you again. Have you had any luck procuring the gemstones we spoke of?
Aye, I have them all right here.
Excellent. But we must be assured of their quality. Take them to the dwarf, Glowin. His skill at appraising gemstones is unequaled.
Very well. I'll be back soon.
Well met again, foreign lad. What can I do for you?
It's good to have you here, but what's keeping you away from Erebor?
I'd leave tomorrow, but Elrond thinks I should stay put. He says that an elder dwarf, old is what he means, such as myself, is too easy a target traveling between here and the mountain. I fear he may be right. It was dangerous enough when we first traveled west. Now the return path is overrun with orcs and goblins and such like. And with my boy Gimli going off with the Fellowship, well, here I'll stay for the present.
I've collected these gems for the elfsmith Angmir. They look good to me, but your knowledge of precious stones is far greater than mine. Will you take a look at them?
My pleasure. I always enjoy handling fine gems. Oh, yes. These are excellent stones. See here, the depth of color. The way they seem to shine with an inner light. In fact, I've a fancy to buy them from you. I never tire of collecting such stones, and I've plenty of coin in my purse. How's the weight of your own purse these days?
Your pardon, kinsman, but I don't want to disappoint the elfsmith. A promise is a promise.
Ah, well. Fair enough. But the offer stands if you change your mind.
Welcome. I'm curious about those gemstones we spoke of. Has Glowin confirmed their quality?
He has. Here they are.
Ah, excellent. I will put these to good use. And since you have provided me with the materials I need to fashion more elf stones, I would be pleased if you would accept some of my already finished work. Take whichever suits you best.